We've got to get the Lambo done first and then we'll be into it. Yeah, the boot's all done. And he's wrapped with it. He loves all the hard lines, and I'm like, oh, well, at least we'll try something different. And
it's an all-wheel drive model as well.
Yeah, they're all all-wheel drive.
Only the LP 610.
So what happens when it airs up? It only goes up 30 mil, but
Yeah, just enough to lift the front bar off the speed bump you're about to.
yeah, but it's slow.
Yeah,
it's slow. It's not super quick. It's because they don't have a tank. It's a direct feed from the compressor, so
each time it's got to pump up.
Pump it up, yeah, and then we got to put the cancellation kit on it so it still thinks it's at a certain height, so it nulls that out too.
Yeah,
but
just run it.
Now we got the wheel nuts off, hey. We can get that sorted.
What's the
No, but when you post it, they'll fucking know.
Oh, he's pointing at the boys. That's what he's pointing
Yeah, not you. He's got these new rims, and I'm worried about him not tucking.
All right.
So we'll see.
Should tuck.
Well,
same sort of spec or wider?
Well, I don't know what offset he's got him at, but yeah, I want him to like curve in. Whereas the other ones he had were in a little bit, and he didn't like it. But I'm like,
true.
It looked cool.
You'll soon know if it won.
But they had 23. He had 23s on the last one. Wow. So it was pretty cool. Whereas these are only, what are these?
21s.
21s, yeah. Which I think are factory, aren't they? Or 20s?
21 and 20. So 21 on the rear should be 20 on the front.
What's this one? Yeah, he's kept the factory style.
Yeah.
So he's went the staggered offset.
Yeah, most of the time they do.
Which
I think. It's funny when you're talking like all-wheel drive. The fact that
yeah, I think from memory that he went 23s on the back and 22s on the front last time. They were those gold copper ones. It was pretty. Yeah, it was a cool looking car.
That was a cool colour combination with the red and the copper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Massive wheel. Like that's not a very big guard when you look at it.
No.
To fit like a 21 or
and
a
it's still rode.
there.
It's still rode pretty good. The window in the top lid, that's a $20,000 option I found out the other day.
Oh, really?
So he's swapping that lid. So that takes that whole lid off. He puts a new lid on it.
Yeah.
And he swapped that for a twin turbo kit. Yeah.
What is it now? 10.8?
It's just V10. Until he puts the twin turbos on it, and then it.
It's gonna make it sing.
Well, that's what he said. It's a bit rough. It's got like 50,000 K's on it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's used.
That's what I mean. So he's like, let's chuck twin turbos on it and let it eat. But something different.
Yeah.
It's a bit cooler than driving this to the shops than a dirty old Chevy pickup. Go and get pies. You just tell them you're on OnlyFans, and they ask you how you afford it.
Yeah.
So
simple and effective.
Individually controlled, and then so we'll have to put all this wiring loom in, put another compressor harness through it.
Yeah.
And then just hopefully just punch these through into here and then run them under. Should have enough room to run it under the bottom there, and
yeah, well,
should be good.
The battery end as well, all the ignition sources at the front.
So pretty basic.
Yeah,
and that's just your limiter. So that just shows you pop that off.
Yeah. Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, that just shows you how it works.
Yeah, right.
So that's your limit. So when that sits on there, that's your 2.7 inches of travel. It just clips in. Don't break it. It's on camera.
Nothing's broken.
You're like, that Tim come out and he broke some shit. Nah, it sits in just behind it.
Oh, yeah, roger.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Does its thing.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's why we use the Accuair and the Airlift stuff, because it just works.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's just your rod.
Yep. That's just booker rod. You just slide that. So you can slide that off.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yep. You just cut it to length. So as long as that sensor, it's got 2.7 inches of travel.
Yep.
You're sweet.
What sort of testing do you do before fitting that stuff? You actually dummy fit it in to make sure it gets the whole travel?
Yeah. So that's why you do them on the hoist. You have them full droop.
Yeah.
So if they ever drive off a gutter or something and it pops down, you don't.
The length of the control arm travel.
Yeah. Yeah, some cars are easy. Some of them are a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah, right.
Big time.
Just because they move beyond the limits of the sensor?
That and sort of placement. So sort of like the Europeans, like that 300C was a nightmare. It took us like nearly a full day just to do the rear.
Yeah.
Because you'll put it in thinking you got it in the right spot, and then as soon as you go through the motions, you're like, man, I'm out by heaps.
Mustang.
So then...
Have you ever done Mustang?
No.
Like new gen, like 2013 and up?
No, I've only done a pressure system on them.
Yeah, so their rear ends, like, they don't have a lot of travel. They've got so many arms and so many different
Yeah, it'd be like a BMW
like just,
style system.
Yeah, you droop it and it goes, whoop, and you go, is that all I got?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's when it's got too much movement, you're like, this
true.
is bull. So, but then you got to move your sensor and then reconfigure your arm length.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, so there's a bit of dicking around with doing sensors.
It's cool that there's so much adjustment though. Like,
yeah, and like I said, you can cut them down and they're just little plastic Heim joints.
Yeah, no.
So the thing with these is these plastic arms are designed to break.
Okay, yeah.
So because if that sensor if you rip the guts out of that sensor, that's $260.
Yeah, right.
Whereas if you snap that arm, it's only $40.
Yeah, mad. That's the part you want to snap then.
Yeah, if it loads up. But then you get Muppets that go and buy billet arms because they're rad.
Right.
And then they wonder why they rip the guts out of their ride height sensor and go, oh.
Like any ride height sensor cars, yeah, same thing.
But yeah, Euros and stuff like that are real hard because they've got so many sensors and so much crap in the front of them. It makes it hard to find sort of places for them.
Yeah.
Not that they're big, but you know what I mean? There's that much going on.
Up to the chassis.
Yeah.
Like you're going from the control onto the chassis.
Yeah, and you've got to get it either on a sway bar or a link arm or an up control arm or a lower control arm.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult. So we have a couple of brackets that we use. When you look at, I'll cut it open and I'll show you.
Length and placement.
Yeah, you can't just, you can't modify it to do one thing.
Yeah.
So the only thing my pet hate about it is, when you got it all unwound, so that goes to your valve block, right? That big dog. But then it ties into this portion of it, right? So if you unwind this little guy, so putting all that stuff aside, because that goes to the battery, right? You're sort of fixed. So that's your relay for your compressor. Yeah. So that can only be in so much configuration to this.
And it's all intertwined.
And it's all twined, so you can't just cut and shut it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's your compressor, your negative and your power for the compressor.
Yeah.
And then this little guy is your trigger for your second compressor loom.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay, yeah.
and then what you got to do is run another relay and another power and earth right to the front.
Yeah.
And
so
then
it's set up just to be basic, and then you got to modify.
Yeah. So for the average Joe, because normally what happens is all this crap just gets curled up.
Yeah,
they just curl it up underneath their back seat or whatever. Whereas we cut and shut it, make it shorter.
Yeah.
The only thing you sort of can't cut is obviously this guy, which is your touchpad controller core.
Yeah.
But then the Airlift one, you can put sensors on it too. So that's where these plug into. These are your right and left hand sensors. So you can sort of, one loom does the whole pressure and height sensors. Yeah, and the plug's so big. Like, if they made a smaller plug.
Or if they could send it to you deep in so that you could just fit it and then pin it.
Yeah, but like I said, once again, it's more designed for the DIY guy that's just going to do it. So that's what we do.
Cut a hole for that and go through.
We de-pin them, plug them through, then put all the plug back on just to make it nice and neat. But no one's going to de-pin that. Like,
no.
Once you pop the
pins or something.
Yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah. So, but other than that, you just de-pin it. But yeah, it's just clean. It's set up for the guy that's just doing it in his garage. And it's fit for purpose.
Loop up the rest, like I said.
And it's super. If you've got a single compressor, one tank, it's basic. You bolt that on, you hook that to your compressor, that plugs into your valve block. You go down this end, the pink goes to your accessory wire.
Yeah, right.
And then these two go to your battery. That's it. Yeah, basic. Yeah. So like I said, they've made it so simple.
Yeah, that's right. But at least the equipment's there for you to, like you said, cut and shut it and do it properly.
Yeah. So the same with the Accuair, they give you like massive looms and stuff, whereas we cut and shut them as well.
Especially in this application, your tank compressor, your battery is all in
you imagine all that curled up behind that like that. You'd pull that out and you go, what the fuck's this idiot done? Right. So yeah, because that's basically the bit that gets cut off, considering the battery's right behind that little opening. So, but other than that, it's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
But they're basic. Like the amount of people go, oh, airbags are hard. Well, mate, at the end of the day, I'm no wizard.
Doing it properly takes time.
It's just yeah, having a bit of forethought and saying, well, let's put this here and let's put that there.
Yeah, that's right. But also finishing stuff off like this bracket.
Yeah, like machining a cool bracket for stuff. Yeah.
For it. That's where a lot of people would hit the. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. No one's going to the effort of making something one off and coming up with something cool made out of billet. Going, I'm just going to mount a valve.
That's it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that just holds a valve block.
Yeah, but it's that attention to detail and the over-engineering of it. But
well, that's
like
what
you said, it comes back and there's an issue, you can fix it.
That's right.
Best, so.
And that's what you're paying for, you know what I mean?
But also when you've got drainage and all that sort of stuff, you've got to consider if it's all in an easy to access spot. It makes the whole process fun and enjoyable, and you actually want to use it rather than, I've got to do this and do that, and it makes it too hard.
Yeah, if you make it simple, it's not rocket science.
No.
So.
All right, beer time, mate.
Righto, mate. I'll see you later, eh? Better open the gate. Thanks for bringing that out.
Oh, no problem, mate. Thanks for meeting us out here on a bloody Monday.